Good evening. This is Critical Break. I'll spit it out. And I'm Dee. Good to see everybody on this Sunday evening. Oh, it's been an awesome weekend. Full of company and bread making. I actually used my bread maker to make coffee cake this morning. Turned out really good. Anyway, I hope everybody had a really nice weekend, and I thought I would start sharing some of the things, some of the subject matter. Hi, Sir Bob. Good to see you. I thought I would share uh, one thing I did on. Hi, Miss Mac. Good to see you. Um, some of the subjects of my camera's lens. And hello, Sir Steve. Milky Way Weekly. Good to see you. Miss Tawny. Hi. I was just letting everybody know that it's been an awesome weekend, and I hope you guys had a really good weekend too. I have over on my other channel, I See Lies, I used to share occasionally subjects of my camera lens, and so I thought I would start sharing them here because I was really bad about uploading. And, some of the material is kind of scary for some people, like orbs and things like that. So I thought I would start sharing the photography I've done over the week, which I do tons of photography. My terabyte hard drives and I've got several, are filling rapidly. Anyway, I thought I'd share some of that with you all this evening and talk about manifesting. And I forgot there was something from last week on telepathy I wanted to share too. I forgot to add. But anyway, yeah. So we'll start off with today. And let's see, I'll pull that up first, and then I'll do a share screen so you guys can see what it was like here today. Okay, let me pause that. Okay, share screen. Okay, hopefully you all will be able to hear this and see it, hopefully. Let's see if I can get it to play, because the thing wants to be over the top of it. I'll have to shrink it down a little bit so I can play it. There we go. There we go. That's today. This morning. Yep, I'd say it's snowing. Like really snowing. Sunday in January, Sunday in the Ozarks. That was my morning. We woke up to very cold, blustery morning. Luckily, it wasn't super, super windy, but it was enough that it blew the ice and snow around a bit. Anyway, that was just this morning. Yeah, Milky Way Weekly. Yeah, you're like me behind that camera all the time, huh? There's too many fascinating things to take pictures of, right? But let's see. So that was my morning. Let me see. I kind of wrote a list out so I could kind of do things in order. Oh, I had some synchronicity happen today. After my company left, I was thinking about my sister and the older one. And we play a MMORPG together. And I have been neglecting that for a while. And I feel bad because my attention's been on a lot of other things. So anyway, I was thinking about her and I was feeling guilty. And I was like, man, I need to log in and play and hang out a bit. And she called me right after that. So I'm sure you guys have this happen frequently too. But yeah, she gave me a ring and I was like, I was just thinking about you. And I was actually going to call her, but I didn't have to because she called me instead. The other thing I wanted to talk about is telepathy. I was talking about how they train you to listen and use your telepathy. And that would be whatever you refer to them as, would be angels, guardian angels, guides. They train you to listen. And I had forgotten about talking about this last summer. They kept, well, not last summer, summer before actually. Um, they kept sending yellow butterflies. And I would be sitting at the computer doing something, and I'd get the message, look outside. And I'd look outside, boom, yellow butterfly every time. And before that, it was, oh, you're having a flare tonight? Ooh. Do you have any quercetin? It's good to see you, by the way, Miss Muse. Ooh. Quercetin helps. Deep breathing helps. Plenty of water. Plenty when you're having a flare. And yeah, the cold weather can set it off. If you don't have any quercetin, Benadryl will work. It'll shut a flare down because it's actually an allergic reaction. Interesting, right? A lot of people that don't have mast cell activation disorder don't understand. Um, even, oh, I'm allergic to the planet. And it's no wonder we get the impression that we don't belong on this planet because we're allergic to so much of it. I'm allergic to all trees, all grasses, all weeds, um, all fumes, chemicals, dust, the sun, humidity, cold, and all kinds of fun things. But they don't know that you can actually be allergic to the sun. But I hope you start feeling better. Lots of water. That really helps. It makes a world of difference. Make sure it's filtered though. Some good filtered water if you can. But anyway, I do hope you start feeling better. The the other thing with the telepathy, and I'll send some energy to you. I'm thinking about you right now. Okay. Anyway, on the telepathy, the other thing that they would do besides the butterflies constantly is before that, I would get this. Well, unless you're getting telepathy, you don't understand how it works because it's hard to describe. It's not like you're thinking in your head. It's like you suddenly get an impulse from out of nowhere, um, when they're first training you, particularly to run outside because there's something going on. And it's uncanny because every time that happens, you go out and sure enough, there's something. And I always grab my camera when that happens. And I get some interesting photographs. But it's just their way of training you to listen, I think. But I wanted to let you guys know that's one thing to look for. If you get these sudden urges to go outside or look out a window or something, there's a reason. And they're training you to tune into them, basically. Let's see, what else have we got? Oh, I was going to share some things. Interesting tidbits. We were talking about meaning of your name, what your name means. And I pulled mine up because I couldn't remember exactly. I mean, I remembered some of it, but not all of it about what the meaning of my name is. And so I thought I'd pull that up and share it with you all. Oh, wow, that's bright. Woo! Okay. My first name is Deneen. All my friends call me Dee because it's easier. But and I like just plain D is fine by me. The English meaning is a combination of Dina, which is interesting because that was my original name when I was born, was Dina, and my name got changed when I was about 3 weeks old, I guess. Dina means divine, and that's spelled Deana, and Dina from the Valley of Avenged. And then the American meaning is a combination of Dina and Dina. The Deana and the Dina. So it's a combination of the two. So Divine Valley of the Avenged. So that's my first name. Let's see. It seems like this one might have said some more about it. Hold on a minute. Let me look here. What does the name Deneen mean? It says you are strong in material matters, determined and stubborn. You'll have to ask others around me. That's probably accurate. Yeah, good business ability. You're a good worker, and I hope you guys look up your names and check it out because it's interesting. You're a good worker, steady and practical, a builder who takes responsibility well. These qualities may bring you a position of authority and power. You're a doer, that's true. Down to earth, that's true. Serious minded, sometimes, unless I let my little kid out to play. Reliable and self disciplined, have good power of concentration. You have an eventful, exciting life. Yeah, like I said, it feels like I've lived 1,000 lifetimes in this life, literally. You are versatile and have the ability to learn easily. And then it goes on, but yeah, enough about that. It says some more, but yeah. My middle name is Ann. ANN. Um, let's see. In German, it means name of a king. Irish is priceless. English is merciful. And Anglo-Saxon is graceful. So that is the middle name. Last name, my maiden name um, originally was Knox, Knox. And that means from the hills. And that is, as most people know, is an Irish name. Scottish, actually, not Irish. Well, close enough, right? But that is my father's last name, Knox. And so it brings to mind people such as John Knox, and I'm sure a lot of people know who he is. And if you don't, you could check it out. He is a oh, I don't know if people saw the show Rain. Um, that's Mary Queen of Scots and all that. Uh, yeah, propaganda. But anyway, he was a Protestant reformer, basically. And yeah. So anyway, last name Knox originally. Okay, let's see. What else are we going to look at today? I have, oh, yes. What else have I got? Oh, okay. I was going to show you all some pictures I took this week and tell you some interesting things behind these pictures. So we're going to go back into share screen again. Let me pull up. Oh, I wanted to first show you some videos I did this week real quick. Oh, let's see. Now, those of you that do a lot of sky watching will find these interesting. Let's see, I need to do a share screen again. Okay, that was one. And then I did several on this particular day. Camera didn't want to focus. That blurry sky messes with it. See the halo around? Okay, now we'll go to the next one. I was on the phone during this one.
Oh, you should see it. There's several within my vision field right now, and they were
Tic-tac-toe, anyone? Watch this one.
It's like the kicker one. It's been like this all day.
Windy. Right there.
Oh, we got a sundog.
Is it? Sundog right here. It's hard to see it.
And this jet Yes, it just is going like almost straight up. Wow, he did it. He did a turn and went straight up, and he's going right over the house. That's where I think. You can tell on the microphone here. This is insane. They were just slamming it today. This is crazy. It's making my eyes do weird red dots. There's another one right there, Spring.
Okay, one more. This is a little later. Okay, enough of the crazy sky. We had an ice storm the following day. That night, actually, and the following morning. Anywho, so that was the videos I did this week. Now, I was going to show you all some pictures of some other things. Now, I told you all, remember we were talking about manifesting. What did I do with it? Here it is. We were talking about manifesting, and I showed you all this coaster with the eagle, and that was last week. So if you missed that one, we were talking about that then. And I had also commented that birds have been a real common theme for me. And so I was going to share some interesting things with you all in pictures. And let's see, those are going to be on my big camera. Give you some pictures of this past week. First, we'll start off with just a couple of sky photos from this week. Okay. I don't know if you all have noticed, but our skies, a red sky in morning, you know, the old saying, red sky in morning, sailor take warning. Red sky at night, sailor's delight. Well, evening red skies weren't super common, but they happened. But morning red skies were pretty rare back in the day. Now, pretty much every morning. So I take a lot of photos. Shrink that down so you all can see that. But that particular morning was pretty red. I've got some that were a lot more red than this, but that is one of my mornings here. Then, oh yes, we're gonna talk about the birds. Okay, I was getting ready to go to a doctor's appointment. Let me pull up the chat real quick here and make sure you guys can hear me when I'm doing the share screen. I hope. Can you all hear me? Okay, so you can hear me. Okay, good. I wanted to make sure that while I'm doing a share screen, you can hear what I'm saying too. Anyway, I was leaving for a checkup, and I noticed what I thought was a small hawk, but it's actually a falcon. This happens to me frequently. I'll be photographing one thing and something else will come into view, and I end up photographing 2 or 3 things. Anyway, this is a falcon, and I'll zoom in on it. You can kind of see his colors and stuff. You'll get some better pictures here in a minute. He landed, move forward a little bit so you can don't have to look at every one of these. He's really pretty. Look at those colors. Now that is an American kestrel sparrowhawk, and it's called a sparrowhawk, but it's actually a falcon. They've got the turned down falcon beak, and magnificent bird. Birds and me seem to, you can tell it was bitter cold. It was windy. We had that ice storm, and I'd already started my car getting ready to go to the doctor's appointment. So I was pushing the limit on how much time I had to do this photo shoot. And when I saw him, I just couldn't resist. So I started with the camera, and I ended up out there a while, long enough to get my hands good and ice cubed. Anyway, let me make that bigger so you guys can see him. Look at those colors. Isn't that amazing? He's got a super cute little face too. You can see his little eye in this one, see? He's so adorable. Too cute. And looked away. But I continued taking photos of this little guy. And this is where he flies off. But he lands very close by. Unfortunately, I did not get a great shot of him flying off. I've gotten some beautiful mid-flight photos of some hawks and stuff, but unfortunately, I didn't get a good one on this guy. But he lands back on the wire again, just down a little bit further. So I walk down towards him, and I get right under him and start photographing him as I'm walking out to see the front of him, basically. And I'll go ahead and move the pictures that direction so you guys can see. See his little falcon beak? Now I'm getting kind of out in front of him. I'm out in the street, basically, getting these shots. Let's see, you can tell it's cold. He's all ruffled up, trying to keep warm. Magnificent bird. So yes, American kestrel falcon, also known as a sparrowhawk. Too cute, right? It's funny because there's several of us that I know of that we take a lot of bird pictures. We take UFO pictures, we take sky pictures, and we take lots of bird pictures. I've got other ones of animals too, but birds tend to catch my eye. Anyway, I'm sitting here, or standing there, doing this photo shoot of this bird. You can see his eye there. It's kind of a blurry picture, though. It's not as good. And he flies off and lands on top of a pole out in the distance. And so I decided not to really chase him down because I'd already gotten a lot of photos. And then suddenly I saw a very large bird of prey fly by and land just as I was finishing with the falcon. And this guy pops into view. And this is a broad-shouldered hawk. And they're very large. They're approaching, this is a hawk, not a falcon. They're approaching eagle size, like bald eagle, golden eagle size. They're really big. I have to keep shrinking it because the share screen thing covers up my and so I'm walking back towards the house and towards my car, taking these photos all the time, worried I'm going to be late for my appointment. Big bird, gorgeous bird. And I think this is, yeah, this is the one where he looks at me. You get a really good view of his little yellow spot above his beak. Amazing color. Yep, he's looking at me. It's like, what's she doing? Anyway, those two, like I said, when I turned my camera on, there's several subjects usually end up popping into view. Like I was doing a photo shoot of uh, a red-shouldered hawk, a pair of them. And I thought I was looking at crows at first and then realized it was these hawks. And I started to do a photo shoot of them, and the bluebird landed right at my feet. So I ended up taking pictures of that too. But it landed right at my feet. I'm like, okay, that happens a lot too. Birds landing very near me, like they're not scared. Anyway, let's see. All right, let me get back to this now. But I wanted to share those pictures with you. See you later, Bob W. Sir Bob, I hope you have a good night. The I wanted to read some of the symbology behind the birds, in particular the birds that I photographed in that particular shoot, which was a hawk, a falcon, and then I've also been seeing ladybugs every once in a while here in the house, just random, just out of the blue, one single ladybug. Um, and I wanted to tell you guys what the spiritual meaning is behind those and shamanism. And so the hawk, um, the hawk's gifts include clear-sightedness, being observant, long-distance memory, messages from the universe, guardianship, recalling past lives, courage, wisdom, illumination, seeing the bigger picture, creativity, truth, experience, wise use of opportunities and overcoming problems, magic, and focus. So that's the symbolism behind the hawk. And the falcon is concerned with the grand scheme. and ask us to take into consideration when we are working our way through issues. As a solar spiritual entity, it emulates success through rising above a problem, taking the high road, and demanding respect. At its core, though, the powerful falcon reflects vision, wisdom, and guardianship. Superiority, light, focus, intensity, and ambition are all major themes of the falcon. And then the bluebird, I wanted to bring that one up because of it landing right at my feet. Bluebirds carry the same peaceful, gentle, and loving energy of the angels. Their presence gently soothes our souls and brings the message of hope and energy and lightness needed to lift our spirits and rekindle our inner spark. Are bluebirds angels? They very well may be angels in another form, and they definitely are their sweet companions. Um, it's a symbol of the bluebird is a symbol of the angelic realm. Its meaning one of happiness, grace, and delight. A reminder to sing your unique song, to stay present in the moment, count your blessings, look for silver linings in your life, and tune in to the many blessings of life that are all around you. And then the ladybug. Ladybug's medicine includes carrying the golden strand that leads to the center of the universe. Past lives, spiritual enlightenment, death and rebirth, renewal, regeneration, fearlessness, protection, good luck, wishes being fulfilled, and protection. And like I said, those have been popping in frequently here in the house. I'll just have a random one show up on on the windowsill in the kitchen or in the bathroom on the mirror, and just really odd places. Then the eagle, and this is, we're going to go into manifesting a little bit here now. The eagle, like I said, the birds mean something that, and on this coaster, I looked the eagle up, and eagle's medicine includes swiftness, strength, courage, wisdom, keen sight, illumination of spirit, healing, creation, knowledge of magic, ability to see hidden spiritual truths, rising above the material to see the spiritual, ability to see overall pattern. And we talked about that, about us having the ability to pick out patterns and our eidetic memories, like in mapping and things like that. It's interesting because you can actually switch that on and off, the eidetic memory thing. If it seems important, it'll stick, basically. Um, and mapping, that's a big one for me. I don't get lost. Um, let's see. Okay. Ability to see the overall pattern, big picture, connection to spirit guides and teachers and higher truths, great power and balance, dignity with grace, intuitive and creative spirit, respect for boundaries of the regions, grace achieved through knowledge and hard work. Um, so those are the meanings behind that. The I was going to talk about manifesting, and there is. Let me find that. And let's see. That was July. And did I do that on? I think I did that on my Trying to remember which camera I use so I can look it up. Well, now I know the date. July 25th was the day that I saw a craft go by outside that was very low and it was silent, didn't make any noise. It was nighttime. That I have a video of, but you don't see much because it's a nighttime shot, and that camera does not do, great nighttime. I need like an infrared camera. But yeah, that was July 25th that happened. I need to find that deal about manifesting. Give me just a minute here. Where did I put that? Oh, it's not in the pictures. It's going to be in video. Well, yeah, it should be right here in videos. Swore it was July. Maybe it was August. Yes, August. Okay. August the 28th to be precise. And I'm going to do a share screen and share a progression of manifesting, basically, and me recording the events as they happened, basically. I did a little bit the prior day, but this day was particularly unique, and it's something I'm going to work on again this coming summer, is when we have clear forecasts with nothing forecasted for rain wise or storms for several days, kind of thing. I'm going to try this again because we tend to doubt ourselves on our ability to manifest. And trust me, I doubt myself all the time. And you have to be able, using scientific methods, you have to be able to repeat something several times to convince yourself that you're doing something. But I was going to share this with you all as an example of things you could do to see if you can actually manifest in big ways. I think it's more than possible. Let's put it that way. So I'll pull this up and do a share screen so that I can show you guys this, because this is fascinating. And I definitely want to do it some more. Close that. Okay. This starts out in the morning and moves throughout the day.
As you can see, I have a bit of light, fluffy clouds. We had heavy fog this morning, and this is the remnants of that fog lifting. Sun's come out. It's supposed to be around 80 today, and clear. No rain forecast. Okay, over to the computer to look at the radar. Okay, here's the radar. There's the hurricane. Harvey, I think, was the name. I'm right here above this blue patch, slightly. As you can see, some of the radar sites are trying to fuel that lifting fog. This whole area was covered in fog. But you watch them, see what they're doing. See the signatures coming up on the radar.
You'll be able to see it better in a minute. I didn't realize the camera was down a little.
All this is being generated by this. It's heading due south. All this. So that's their weather modification. Let's do our own. This is what went through yesterday. This is the hurricane still parked. Not so much. It's in Texas, but it's sitting on top of Louisiana. They're getting torrential rain, I'm sure. But there's what it looks like here. And like I said, I am located about here, approximate. Just above, there's a radar station right here, and I'm north of it. About from the weather station, 15 minutes north, approximate. Okay, so that's what we start working with today. There's the date and time. Okay, so heavy fog is lifted, and the light blue and blue that you see here is remnants of it. The green is being produced by this Grand Island, Nebraska station. You can see that one up here is really sending out some signatures. A couple of stations up there that are really trying to amplify. They can use those as basically super heaters, heating the atmosphere above them. And I think that's how they're doing the weather modification part of it. It used to be those radar stations, the signature would just go out a little ways, but I don't remember when it was. A couple of years ago, they all got an upgrade, and now they can, when they fire those things up and really get them going, they can outstretch darn near an entire state. As far as their coverage area, what they can superheat atmosphere wise. Anyway, that's what I'm working with today. We'll see if we can get it to rain. It's not scheduled to rain. And as you can see, Harvey hasn't budged much except for to move east. Still sitting down here. This is the system that went through yesterday that I filmed playing with the energy in the back end of the storm. And let's see if I can get some more to go today. I may be getting a little bit of help from these guys because they're creating those green dots with their superheating up there in Nebraska. So we'll see what happens. I'm in my local area. This is the Springfield radar site, and I'm right here above it. Oh, let's loop it up the Mississippi Valley loop. Right here. Springfield radar. You can see the white center of the right there, the white dot where it doesn't fill in the color. That's the actual radar station.
Those are next rad, by the way.
Look at that radar station. They're firing that baby up. Look at that. And they're producing the little green ones moving straight well, almost southwest, mostly south. Anyway, look at the date and time. Okay. Here is the forecast. This is what they need to update because it's not overcast now. That was from the fog. Look at the humidity. That's what it was earlier. They haven't updated. It's clearing out. Here's the forecast. So that you can see that we're not scheduled for rain anytime this week. So we'll see if we can't make it rain today against their forecast. See what happens. Experiment starting.
Okay, that's the first one. Now we'll go on.
So August 28th, 2017. Find my computer clock. It is 11:26. And this is going up to 11:12. Heavy fog lifted. In the center of this square right here, our radar. See the white dot right here, just above that highway? That is our radar. I'm pulling in, trying to do some geoengineering.
And I got a phone call. Next one.
Okay, last video got interrupted by a phone call. Got family down in south of Houston that are waiting in line to be rescued from the rain. Hopefully they're okay, but that's what the phone call was about. So yeah, our family's being affected by that hurricane down there in Texas right now. And like I said, they're southeast of Houston, right near the coast, and yeah, they're, like I said, showed you guys in this series of videos that hurricanes just parked. It's like there's a wall keeping it from moving north, or it's moving tiny bit east, but it's just not moving. Anyway, as you can see, as of 11:12, this is what energy-wise I've been able to. We got a couple of spots coming down here. I've been working on it on and off all morning. Just not a bunch, but some. Just every once in a while I think about the rain. And as I showed you from the forecast, there's no rain scheduled. So anyway, I'm going to see if I can see what I'm doing here. Refresh the screen. Because right now it is 12:08 p.m. on the 28th of August. And that's running to 12:02. And there is a solid moving down here. Keep in mind I'm right here, and that's aimed right at me. See, I'm in the middle of this square. Here's Springfield, there's the radar site. See the little gray dot in the center of all that? That's the radar, which is north of Springfield at the airport. I am straight north of that, in the center of the square above in that county. And we have some fun moving in. Let's see if it rains. Now, this was given to me as a challenge by another modern day druid. And the challenge is to see if our geoengineering is as good as the government's, maybe better. And they're having to waste all the funding that they are to do their climate control that they're trying to do. And we do it using thought, intent. But it'll be interesting to see if I get that little guy to develop, and it's heading right at me. Like I said, no rain in the forecast. Proved it. So I go a step further than my druid friend, my male counterpart, with radar and weather forecast to back up what I'm doing. Anyway, if it rains, I'm going to keep working on that little guy up there. Looks like he got big and then starting to lose a little power. So I'm going to work on him some more and see if we can't get some rain here. Unforecasted rain. It'll be interesting. Like I said, I've always used the ability to part storms, but not to create them out of thin air. And my druid friend uses, from what I can tell from all of his videos, the sky's already fully cloudy when he starts. Well, I started with a clear sky, clear weather forecast. And here we go. There's that little guy starting up heading right my direction. So, yeah. I want to see him start from a clear day with no rain forecast for days. I think it was 5 days out, no rain in the forecast. Anyway, there we go. We'll check back later. And I'm going to start working on that little storm up there because it lost some of its energy, as you can see. And see you in a bit. Okay.
All right, next one. I know, this is crazy. Okay. I don't half believe it myself, so I'm going to test this summer a lot.
Oh, two. That little cell up there. Let's start this one out. And then I'm going to, yes, I do lots of research on various topics, so you will always see a ton of tabs going on at the top of my screen. Anyway, I'm going to refresh this. Time. This goes to 12:46. What do we have there? It's getting bigger. Oh, now it's heading directly for me in the center of this square. Let me keep working on it. This is my update using radar and the forecast to make my point on druid engineering. I usually use that energy to keep a bubble up to make storms part. I hadn't really ever used it to make any out of thin air, but I accepted the challenge and played with it a little yesterday, which I recorded. I got results, and just like all of you, I'm skeptical, even of my own ability, even though it's time and time again shown me and proved to myself that you have abilities, but you always, there's always that self-doubt, and that's usually planted not just by yourself, but other people, skeptics. But I'm a skeptic too. But we'll see. I've been working on it all day. Also notice right in the center of this county, there's a little pixel there, right at the tip of my pointer, that stays gray. That's another feature I have noticed on years and years of watching storms split when they get above me. Like I said, I'm pretty much in the center of that little county there. And that's exactly where that little spot in the center is. It seems to stay fairly steady. Is that a representation of my bubble? Could it be? Don't know. But just like with scientific theory, if you repeat the process enough times and you get the same results, then that's kind of proof. And like I said, I'm going 10 steps further by using weather forecast and radar and looking at the sky when it's clear and now it's not. Because even the cloud cover here is increasing. I guess I should show that. Pause. I'll go over and look off to the west, or east, which is the opposite direction of which all this is coming from. But to give you an idea of what it looks like now compared to earlier. Okay, looking out my dirty patio door window, I have a bug splat on it. As you can see, we're developing some clouds with a little bit of energy in them. Still got blue sky in between, but we're definitely starting to see some buildup. Anyway, geoengineering, Druid style. Check back later.
Okay, next one.
Okay, we're going to check in again. Last time we stopped was 448. We had a little storm system coming down. And now it is 2:45. And it's clouding up outside. So we're going to refresh the screen. $238 is what this goes to. And looking there. Some more coming. There you go. And it's clouding up out here. And this is still headed right at me. And it came from up here. So at the pace it's moving, a couple hours. I'm gonna see if I can speed it up though. And I'll give you a look outside. I pause this and I'll go to the media. Looks about the same. Maybe a little more cloudy. But we're starting to build some thunderheads, see? Just starting to report back in an hour or two. Okay. Okay, where we left off again? 238. This is what it looked like. This is where I am. Let's refresh the page. Oh, it's breaking up. Well, it's trying. Here's another. The one I had was right in here. Here's one coming straight south. Right here. The humidity, it's like 80 degrees, 50% humidity. So humidity's low. So it's taken a lot to get this to build. I've been working on it all day long because I'm working with very little atmosphere energy wise and moving from scratch, from clear blue skies and zero rain in the forecast. So this is where we're at 3:58. And it's headed straight in my direction. Keep it coming. Update later. What time is it? 4:07 on my computer. So hopefully it'll hold off for cross-country practice.
Note that I just said that it'll hold off till they're done with practice.
Which is perfect. Exactly what I ordered. Yay. We'll see what happens. Okay,
we're getting there, almost done.
Okay, it is 9:04 p.m. My last time checking in today. I actually laid down and took a nap about it was around 5 this evening. I was tired all day. I don't know if it was because of yesterday or what. Anyway, when I got up, 7:24 p.m. I'm eating dinner, sorry. The cell that was coming down moved through here while I was asleep. I don't know if it rained or not because I was asleep, but now it's down in here, and that was at 7:24 this evening. So down by Springfield at that time. I don't know if it rained or not. I'll refresh the screen and see what's going on now. And keep in mind, no rain was scheduled. What is this? Look at that. This doesn't look natural at all. Geoengineering, maybe? Perhaps. I've seen that signature in storms where it does a donut. Weird. Anyway, that's all for today.
You can hear my son walks in right there at the end of that video.
It's 9:04 p.m.
Okay. This is my son and one of his friends. They run cross country, and they had just come in the door at the end of that video.
Tell me what you experienced today while I was asleep, napping.
It rained.
It rained, and there was no rain in the forecast whatsoever.
Around 6:30 is when it rained. It drizzled.
And I was asleep.
Just like
Jackpot! Thank you so much for validating that. Tell me what you.
Okay, last one.
One more question. When did it rain?
it was 6:30. Yeah.
And was it during practice?
It was not during practice.
It was after practice.
It was way after practice.
Exactly when I ordered it.
See the orbs?
Thank you so much, you guys, for confirming. Sorry.
All right. We're done finally. I had to show you all that. So, did we manifest? I don't know. I still am not 100% convinced. And I need to experiment with that some more. This coming summer. Anyway, manifesting. So you all might try that. I went out, I ended up laying down that day because I had done a little bit of it the day before with a storm that was going through, and I didn't try to do what I did the second day, which was trying to manifest rain. But I was working with storms that were already in progress. But it does take enough energy that it makes you really tired. It wears you out, literally. And I had worked on it all day, so I laid down, and sure enough, it rained while I was laying down, and just the type of rain I was looking for. And at the time, I was looking for it after cross-country practice so that they wouldn't get rained on while they were running. Anyway, did I do it? I don't know. It'll be interesting to test it this summer, though. And I think some of you might want to try telekinesis. You can take like when you're first starting to do it, if you've never tried it before, or if you're not a natural manifester, you can take a piece of aluminum foil and just a little square of it and kind of fold it crossways, both directions, so it kind of forms like a little tent, and set it on top of a needle that's stuck into something, and then put a glass over it so your breathing or environmental stuff doesn't mess with the piece of aluminum foil, and try focusing on it. One thing that's interesting, people, when I say focus on it, you're focusing your thought, but vision wise, it's actually a lack of focus. That's my best way to describe it. For actually moving things, objects. So that's always one way you can train yourself and build up skill if you've never tried it before. But it will make you tired, especially if you're working with energy outdoors. That'll make you tired. You can actually imprint your energy in the atmosphere or on trees or all kinds of things. But I'm going to do some more experiments this summer and show you guys the results of those. And even if they come out bad, if it doesn't work, I'm going to show you guys those too. So I'm going to check the chat room and see how everybody's doing. See what's up. Okay, let's see. I'll have to catch up with the chat. Whenever I'm doing share screens, just remember that, you know, if you want to ask questions, save them for the last. And one thing that would really help if anybody wants to ask questions or anything, making them in all caps. And no, I don't take offense to all caps at all. You know, people go, why are you shouting? Just put it in caps. Don't worry about it. We're not uptight here, okay? So, yeah. Anyway, that's what I wanted to share with you all today. Just kind of a week in pictures and a little bit of discussion about manifesting. And if you have manifested before or noticed any synchronicities or anything like that, it'd be awesome to hear your stories. So if you want to share those in the chat that we set up, that'd be great, or send me an email. If you know others like us, let them know that we're here and get them to come over and hang out with us. It's nice, the more the merrier, and it's nice to have others like us because we understand each other. And it gives you a greater peace of mind and sense of stability when you know, oh, okay, I'm not the only one on the planet that experiences these things. Anyway, I think I'll close out for tonight. If anyone wants to join our chat room, it's open 24/7. It's there for support and for networking. We also are going to be using that as a group meditation room. I need to set up times for that where we'll actually go in there together and focus our energy at transmuting negative energy. And I think that will help us and the planet. So I can't think of anything else this evening. Can't think of nothing. Anyway, I hope you all have a lovely Sunday night. And if you do want to join that chat room, Sir Steve left a link up there for my emails. Shoot me an email and I'll send you a link that will get you into that chat room. And it's criticalbreak@outlook.com. Anyway, I love you guys from here to the stars. And I hope you have a lovely Sunday evening. And if any of you feel like chatting this evening, I'll see you over there in the chat. Anyway, have a lovely night.